Everybody, it's Chloe to Move, Save the Victor Roll. How's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. It is another video from Older Than Average YouTuber here on the YouTube, and it is our very first I Feel Beautiful order. They are a company out of Canada that helps the Canadians get all the indie products from US, Europe, so we don't have to worry about duty and everything. And they're here in my home province, which awesome. So we're going to talk more about that. But if you want to see what's in this box, yes, you've seen the thumbnail, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. Now this was fast. So I had reached out to I Feel Beautiful Canada and had asked them, are they going to be getting the Dexter collection by Lethal Cosmetics? Because they had just started carrying Lethal as of, I think, the last release previous to this. And yep, they got back to me. They said, yes, we were. They don't do pre-orders. And they said that they would put an announcement when they come out, but it depends on when it comes from Europe. So Lethal sent it after, I guess, or maybe on release date. So it took about an extra week for it to get there. I was pretty excited. I had asked if they were going to be bundles, and they were like, yep, there's going to be bundles. I'm like, yay. But, you know, I'm just so used to the panic of buying stuff for Europe and the US where everybody's trying to hit and get the order before it runs out, that when I didn't see the bundle, I was thinking in my head, it's either not up yet or maybe they aren't doing bundles. So I got to move. And then then I was thinking, because I was originally thinking in my head, well, if there's a bundle, I'm just going to buy it all. So if they had the whole collection with the nail polish, grab it. If they had the whole collection without the nail polish, I'm going to grab it. But when it didn't pop up right away, because it went on 11 a.m. PST, and I need to have these things by 11:02. And then they had another release at the same day, which we will quickly go over, even though this is going to be a video about the Dexter collection. It was like, you know what, I have a couple liquid highlighters, but I'm not big on liquid highlighters. So even though I like that it was modeled after luminol, am I going to use it? Probably not. I'm not a huge fan of lip oils. I have one which is very opaque, but did I need lip oils? And then they had two other lip products, and I was like, do I need a purple one? I don't know, but I definitely do need a red one. So I thought, if I'm going to not buy the whole collection, maybe I can buy that other palette. So we're going to open this box, we're going to look what's in it, and then we can talk about what that other palette is, which will be a separate video on its own, but while we're on here. And then because it's Lethal, I'm going to try and do an almost full face of Lethal. I don't have a Lethal foundation or powder or brow gel, but I do have the majority of everything else. So I did do my foundation, powder, and brows, and then I thought we could try the other stuff together. I got some new weapons here from Amazon, so now I can open boxes a little bit easier. So this was released a Thursday at 11 PST. Like I said, by 11:02, we had this puppy in our cart. We had it paid. We were done. And it shipped same day and it arrived the next day. So here we are. It's like in 3-ish in the afternoon. I had to finish my job first. But now we're ready to play with this. So like I said, I didn't order the whole collection. Here we go. Here's our little card. Thank you so much for your purchase. Your support means the world to us, and we hope you enjoy your new makeup. If you share your purchase on social media, please consider tagging us and using our hashtag. Any help spreading the word is priceless for a new store. We hope to grow and bring more beautiful indie brands to Canadian makeup lovers. When Lethal was like, hey, we're looking for new people, it was like, I tagged them. I'm like, you guys. So I was very excited that they were going to get Lethal. And it was fast. So had I ordered this the other week from Europe, I probably would be getting it now anyways too. So there we go. So sitting on top is the first one, which is the palette. I did pick up the palette, of course, beautifully wrapped here. So this is my first purchase myself by I Feel Canada. I had a friend gift me a palette and it did arrive by UPS directly from them, but this is my first actual purchase for myself. I was waiting for something that I really wanted. I just didn't want to purchase. And I'm getting near my end of my purchasing of makeup for a bit. So, seriously, the end, so I have so much, but Dexter is one of my favorite shows of all time. I just finished watching all of the original series, the reboot, 1-season series, and now I'm watching the prequel, which I'm hoping is going to lead to Dexter Resurrected, which is the rumor. So anyways, let's take a look at the palettes. This was the first thing I opened. It was bubble wrapped, it was wrapped in paper, and then the palette itself has this beautiful Dexter sleeve. And of course it is, if you're a Dexter fan, like his iconic box that he used to save his blood slides. So here we go. The palette feels very, very nice. It has a soft touch feel to it. The Dexter's letters are raised. It's a very, let's see, your red on black is a little hard, so is, oh yes, and then in the Lethal Cosmetics on the bottom. I haven't bought anything from Lethal in a while. I love Lethal. I actually, on one of my days on the weekend, I actually put some Lethal on because it had been so long, so I thought, oh, do I love it as much as I used to? I do. So you click that to there, and then you open it up. Oh, look, it even has a mirror inside. I don't know if I registered that originally. And then, of course, it's Dexter and Lethal. It has this beautiful protective spongy sponge. We've got a plastic cover, and oh my gosh, the color story is even more beautiful in person. I thought it actually looked really good, and they did an amazing job. I'm just gonna try and hold the mirror over here. It looks better in person. I love grays, reds, black. This blood spatter. It almost makes me not want to use this, or just use it a very little bit so I can keep it pristine like this. There we go. We're going to go over names and stuff after. We just want to kind of open our package. So I did buy the palette, not the whole collection. So the whole collection from Canada, which was the palette, the brushes, the liquid highlighter, the two lip oils? Or was there 4 lip oils? I can't remember. I think it was 2 lip oils, two of the other lip products. I can't remember what it's called. We'll get to there. And yeah, so the whole thing was, I think, $220 because I kind of backed out and I bought something else instead of buying the couple things that I wasn't sure I was going to use as much. It still came into a little less than it would have been had I bought the whole collection plus shipping and everything. So I think it's more bang for my buck this way. And like I said, I just didn't want to have, oh, make sure I put that on straight. I just didn't want to have, just because I liked the packaging, the liquid highlighter, plus I have so many lippy products. Some of them are starting to go bad. I just cannot. But this, hell yeah. All right, so we're just gonna put this down for now. Next up in the package is the brush roll. So there we go. We've got some like blood spatter there. It's got the Showtime Dexter. The box felt so light. At first I was just like the brush is going to be like this big. It just felt so nice, but it looks like to be a nice size. Sorry for the squishing noises. Alrighty, so there we go. It's got a case like this. Oh, it's got a Lethal Cosmetics little tag here. It is, oh, it's buttoned, so it's not just a Velcro, so that's really nice. And then you open it up, and okay, they don't have them placed in here, so let's look at it all separately. So we have the little palette there, or palette, the case there. You'd lift these up, and then these would cover the brushes to protect the bristles. And then we have the brushes there. So this kit houses, okay, we're going to pause while I rip off all the plastic so you don't have to listen to the crinkling, because I know it makes me nuts when I see it on video. So, okay, we're back. Crunchy plastic noises averted. Alrighty, so they are 10 different brushes. They go from face to eyes. I'm going to try and do our look just using these brushes. I'm trying to do almost as much Lethal as I possibly can. So let's see if they have names on them. It's hard to read red on silver in the small print. So it says Lethal Cosmetics, so it's Dexter. It has a nice little imprint to hold your fingers. On the other side, it says Lethal Cosmetics, and then it just says Dexter Trademark 2024 Showtime ARR. So there aren't numbers to describe what the brushes are, which I don't care. I use them for however I think they're going to work. So this is basically the smallest brush here. It's a little bit of a flat brush. So I'm just going to pop it all into the case here as we're going along. Then the next one, okay, maybe actually this one might be a little bit smaller. This one here, we've got a nice little angle brush there. It can be good for liners. Thought maybe I brought a little mix here in case, because I don't have any Lethal liners. So maybe I thought we could make a liner. Then the next brush we have is one of these ones here, like a pencil. And then we have a little bit more of a flat, kind of like a packer. And then we have this beautiful, nice, floofy one here for blending. So we literally have, 5 eye brushes. Then we've got some more face ones here. So we've got like the big powder brush. So I'm going to stick that on at the end. We have another one that could be for highlighter, or it could be for blush. It all depends on what you want to use. Like I would probably use this one or this one as highlighter. This one possibly for like a contour. And then we've got another, a floofy one here. So that's all in however you want to use them. You don't, they are whatever floats your boat or whatever blows your hair back. And then just for, oops. There we go. I know it's so these things are good to keep these things, but there you can just kind of see there. And of course the black with the red, very cool. And then when you put them in, there you go. You have your knives. So again, they have the point to them. It kind of would have been almost neat if you could have had them almost like scalpels, but it's okay. But anyway, that's cool. I like them. I love silver. I like this little thing here. They've got a nice length. They're very light, which I think is good. If you're doing a lot of makeup looks, a heavy brush isn't the best, but I do like the feel of them. I can twist that around quite nicely. So I think that is a pretty set of brushes. And then you would just roll them up and then button them up, and there we go. We have our Dexter pack. My lady heads are full, so that's probably good to keep them in here. And then the last thing I got in the collection, this was, like I said, it wasn't a lip oil, it was the lip stain. There we go. There were two, I think there was 2 lip stains and 2 of the lip oils. Yes, I think that's what it was. So anyways, in the lip stains, which I do like a stain better than an oil, there was, and definitely better than a gloss, they had a red and a purple. I was kind of tempted to buy both of them. Maybe if they still have some the next time, if I do another order, or I do feel the regret for not buying the highlighter and the other lip oil, maybe we'll go back. But anyways, I do like it. It looks like a vial of blood. This is kind of why I wanted the red one. You've got this blood fingerprint there. So this is like an evidence vial. It even has sealed by date evidence. This is just so cute. So like I said, I have a lot of lip products, but I just for this one thing I definitely had to get for packaging. And then it has like a doe foot. Does it smell? No, not really. Maybe a teeny bit like of a, not chemical smell, but an ingredient smell, but nothing crazy. So this is fun. So that will be great. I did, just in case, if we wanted to, I do have one lethal lipstick. Well, I have a couple, but not in weird colors. Maybe if we needed to, we could do that. So we'll see. And then just to show you, I will do a video on it. And since I'm unboxing here from I Feel Beautiful. So they had 2 releases yesterday. And I will go more over it when I do the other video, but I've been looking for another yellowish palette. In the video, which will probably be on Monday, I will talk about which one I'm needing to, well, not replace because it's still good, but eventually need to be replaced. And I've really wanted to try Fantasy Cosmetica, and they've had a few color stories I really liked, but they were kind of ones that I already had or something similar enough. But this one, when I saw this, I was like, I'm like, I don't think I can get it because of Dexter. I want to get the whole collection. But like I said, when I didn't see the whole bundle and I kind of thought things through, or I might not use that, I might not use that, I had to get the Monk palette. We'll have one quick boo, and then we're going to get on to Dexter. So the outside palette matches the other one. Usually with their releases, they usually have perfume that goes with it. You can buy them in packages. You can buy them, I think, the color single as well. But check this out. Okay, now it's not all orange, yellow, but like, because some of the shimmers are a bit different, and you do have a darker brown, but I think it's great. It's definitely not a replacement for the one that I will talk about on Monday, but the color story is gorgeous and the swatches looked amazing. So anyways, that should be hopefully Monday's video. Saturday is February 1st, so I'll have my collab video. So now it is time for some Dexter. Alrighty, so like I said, I have my base on. I don't have a lethal primer, so I'm going to use the one I've been using the last little while, the P. Louise. I don't have a lethal, I don't know if they have mirrors or ever had mirrors with the collection, but there we go, the Dexter mirror would have been great. And I'm just going to use my regular one, this is the only non-lethal brush I'm going to use because I don't want to use those brushes for this. And then I also have some blushes and highlighters that are lethal, so that way we can try and stick within the brand. So as much as I could. I used to have their liners in the jar, but unfortunately, if you watched my video on Monday, I'd forgotten that I had them, stopped using them for a while. Maybe not forgot that I had them, but I wasn't using a lot of non-black liners. So anyways, after probably at least 6 months to a year of not using them, they have officially dried out. So I don't know if they carry them anymore because there was that issue. I managed to be really good at really sealing and really keeping them so that I had a good run with them, but since the last one I had bought was probably two years ago or pretty close to that, yeah, they were done like dinner, as one of my friends always says. So there we go, we are primed. So, oops, I just put my finger on my protector there, but that's okay. Alrighty, so we're going to take our Dexter palette and then we are going to take our brushes. So what are we going to use? What are we going to do? So again, I would say be very careful because I think that if you open this too hard, you could wreck that. Seeing a little bit, already a little bit of kind of crackling, so I would be very careful. So I'm going to take that back off. Alrighty, so basically, this always makes me think the mirror is broken. It's not. Okay, so basically we've got, looks like dark purples to like a gray with a smoky gray into silver and then into the reds. Now their names are, so we've got Nurse Mary, so that would be Dexter's first victim. We've got Harry, so that's his dad. We've got the Tooth Fairy, which is another serial killer. We got Dokes, aka the Bay Harbor Butcher, haha, if you know, you know. We've got Rita, who, oh yeah, it has a shift to it. So Rita, every time I see her, I want to call her Darla because she was on Angel and Buffy as Darla, but it is a Rita. We've got Trinity, naughty Trinity killer. We've got the Ice Truck Killer, ITK. We've got Lila, which is another naughty one. We've got Miguel. We've got Deborah, Dexter's sister, and then we have Doomsday. So those are all the shades there. We'll swatch the ones that we're thinking of using, but I'm not usually the best swatcher, so you probably would get better on the lethal site or the lethal video, but there we go. So I'm going to first off, save a little liner brush for, we are going to try do a liner, so I'm going to start with, if I'm going to do liner, I don't know if I'm going to do a winged out look, so I'm going to do a rounded look. So I'm going to take our floofy brush, because then I can do the wing with a liner. So we can go, like, the Deborah shimmer is really beautiful. Look at that. So I can imagine how good that would look on Doomsday, which is the darkest shade in the palette. So that would look really good. So that would be a fun combo with maybe, so this is the Ice Truck Killer. Oh my gosh. Ooh, oh, those three together, that in the inner corner, that is the base color, that is the shimmer. That could be one idea for a look. If we did want to do reds, we could go as the base color Harry. So that's the second one in. That's really beautiful. And then we could do for the, we can do Rita or Tooth Fairy. I'm probably going to end up swatching most of these. So this is Rita, which is so beautiful. And then I'm just going to, there we go. And we've got, or is that the Tooth Fairy? Yeah, that was Tooth Fairy. Okay, and this is Rita. That's really pretty. It's very fiery. So that's already 6 shades. How many are in here? 3, 6, 9, 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 shades. Okay, so we already got those. So we could do that color combo with a little bit of the shade Trinity. Could do a little bit of Trinity. I'm only doing a little bit in the inner corner. Right there. Or if we wanted to do gray and purple, so we might as well continue on swatching all of these then. So if we want to do a gray and a purple, the gray shade is Miguel, like so. We could do that as the darker shade, and then use a little bit of Lila, like so. And then for a shimmer, we could probably use, I would say, like the silver as the main shimmer with that. So then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then we've got also, we have Nurse Mary. So much for me not swatching. So Nurse Mary, that can go in that combo there or in that combo there. And then what else do we not swatch? Harry. Oh, and then we have Dokes, which is a lighter red. So if we wanted to go in the reds, we can do that as the darkest, do that as the next shade. These are all really, really nice. And let's just give, I'll use my thumb. So we're going to give Trinity. Ooh, now I smeared the red a little bit, but it is what it is. So that, if you run your finger right through it, that's what you get, which is almost a lighter version of Rita when they go together. But there we go. So I'm going to wash my hands and then make a color story. I think I have a plan. So we are going to start with the shade that is called a Doomsday. That is the last shade in there. So we're going to start with Doomsday. I'm going to use the floofy brush. Okay. And I know this from Lethal, there's always a little bit of kick up in the pan, but they've always got such good color payoff. So depending on how gentle you are, you may want to make sure you tap off or do your base afterwards, especially with darker colors. But yeah, so I don't know if you've all started watching in the new Dexter with the young Dexter. They cast so well. I wasn't sure about the girl that plays Deb for a bit. It did take me probably about 3 episodes for me to like her. Like, she was fine, but there was just something I was like, is she really Deb? But then as I kind of moved on, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see it. I can see why they hired her. Everybody else, they did so well. The young actor that's playing Dexter himself, and then the voiceover, of course, is Michael C. Hall, is doing an amazing look. I think they cast perfectly well. Like even everybody that he works with in the department, like Masuka, perfect. So I've been really enjoying it. I really do hope that this will lead into resurrection, or so I read somewhere. I can't remember where I read it, but anyways. So this is a nice shade. So it is there's no black in here, which is good. Sometimes it's good to have something slightly different, but it is nice and dark. It's like a purpley brown, I would say. You could maybe, so I'm just trying to figure out if we want to have I think I might want a red liner. So I'm going to think I want to make a red liner. So we're going to do, and then I'm going to use the same brush, clean it off, and then I'm going to go into that light gray color that is called Miguel. This Miguel was a key figure in season 3, 4, somewhere in there. Just finished watching it. You would think I could remember things. That's why I guess for me, I can watch shows over and over and over again because they're, you know, sometimes you'll feel comfort in it, but there'll be certain parts that I will learn something new that that I didn't either register before or forgot. Like I'm rewatching the Cold Case from the early 2000s while watching CSI New York, and I've seen them all, but they're just every once in a while like, oh, do I remember this episode? Do you remember? Oh, and then you're like, oh yeah, okay, I remember this episode, but oh, I forgot about that. So I guess I'm really lucky that my memory isn't so crazy. Oh, I dipped into the gray by accident, or into the purple by accident. Not quite what I wanted yet. I wasn't there yet. Okay, woman, back into Miguel. Yeah, so for me, it's all kind of new. But now watching the new series, it's like they're kind of stuff is new information, you know, stuff that, you know, things that were happening when he was younger and getting into the job or whatever. But then there's little bits that were always stories that were kind of voiceovers for little memories. Now you're actually seeing the full thing, like his first kill and everything. So you're seeing the, you know, kind of like it actually happening as opposed to it being like a quick memory or episode. And they've done even really, really well with that, where I was like, oh yeah, that's that. I remember that from the original series, and that they told it right. Because, you know, sometimes it's on some TV shows, and when it's like years later, and then it's like, or sometimes even a couple seasons later, they'll forgot something that they had done in an earlier season. And it was like, wasn't that person actually dead, or wasn't that person actually this? They've been doing really good. So I'm liking how this purple and gray are going together there. So I'm going to do a little bit more of Doomsday on the end. And then I'm going to blend a little bit with, is it Rita? Yeah, Rita? Lila. Rita's a red. With Lila, and I'm going to blend around the edges because it is a lightish purple. And that, here, I'll show you. That will go good with these. I think we'll blend okay with those two there. Just get a little blend around the edge. There we go. Just get a nice soft edge there. Okay. So now let's grab another brush, and then we're going to do the bottom lash line. I'm going to use not the little one that I want to use for liner, but I'm just going to use that one there. And then we're going to go into Doomsday, and we're going to do that along the bottom. So I wanted to enjoy this collection on my own. So except for the release video, I've watched nobody's videos on this. So I have no idea if anybody has used the same colors or what they've done. I probably watched some after. My friend Martha was saying she was watching a lot, and she was like, everybody were doing great looks, that she thought that this was a good collection and everybody seemed to be really enjoying it. So I think that now that I've got my own, I can see, and then hopefully I won't get FOMO for the highlighter. So okay, so color placed is nice. I think I'm gonna do, maybe need a little bit more around the lash line there. I'm gonna go again, go into Doomsday. Just gonna... Okay, so now for a shimmer. Let's see. We are going to, of course, go into the one that really caught my attention, other than reds. But I really thought Deborah one, oh, I already washed it off, looked really, really good. So I'm going to go and I'm going to grab the flat kind of packery brush that's out of here. And then we've got our spray. So we're going to go into Deborah. I think though I know the one-off series that was kind of in between was kind of to help people because they didn't like the last episode of the original series, which I get. It felt pretty rushed by the end, and then kind of a, oh, could have kept going kind of feel to it. But I didn't mind. But I would have to say that it is still, the first series is still my favorite series. Ooh, yeah, there's a little bit of purple. There's some red sparkle in there a little bit, feels like. So that these could all totally go together really nicely. So I'm going to start with a brush on this eye, and then we'll do the flange test on the other. Okay, so that's with a brush and a little bit of spray. Like so. Let's do the flange test. That is very pretty. Let's do it in the other eye here. I think get a smidge more kick using the finger, but brush works just as well. There we go. A little bit more on the other eye. This formula is super nice. It feels really nice on the finger. And on the eye, like really, everything here has been really smooth. Willow. Willow. Hi. There we go. My bird Willow has been on fire all day. Poor Pearl's getting the brunt of it. Okay. So, now for inner corner, we are going to go into this same little brush here that I used for the liner. I'm going to go into Trinity. I think, should I do Trinity? Yeah, because we want to brighten it a little bit. So I'm going to go and I'm just going to hit the more silvery part, and then I'm going to do that in the front. There we go. A little bit of bright. Okay. It's interesting. There's a lot of colors in there because now it's going a bit silvery. Interesting. Okay, so we wanted to do, I think we're going to try and make a liner using my liquid here. I'm going to need a little dish, so hold the line. A little bowl acquired. So now I'm going to carefully, I'm going to use a clean brush so I don't mix anything up. So I'm going to use this teeny liner brush or angled brush. I don't know if it's a liner brush, we'll call it that. I'm going to take a little drop of my liquid here to, oops, boop out a little bit. It has a nice little button on the top. So I think we're going to go into the super bright ones. I think we're going to go into Tooth Fairy. So that's that one there versus Rita, though the Rita one is very pretty. I'm going to try and see if I can gently scoop up a little bit. There are imprints in here, but it looks like it's just the, I want to say, is it just the lethal? Or are they all blood droplets? Maybe they're like, oh yeah, they all look little blood droplets. So I'm going to try and grab a little bit without. There we go. That makes a fun liner. Adds a little bit more shimmer. Actually, the Deborah one would have made a great liner as well, I think. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to see if I can add a little bit of the red on there just on its own to kind of... Okay. Had to take a bit of a break to pop that up there a little bit. Just re-add a little bit more shimmer and then pop some lashes on, and that took me like a million hours to find a pair that I wanted that worked, and they're still kind of not 100% sticking. Lashes and I was thinking to myself, if I was under gunpoint and they're like, you have to get these lashes on or you die, I'm like, I'm dying. So at least for on the screen, I think they look okay. So there we go. Alrighty, so we now want to finish our face, and we're going to use other products by Lethal. So let's take a look at what I've got. All right, so let's think. A blush. So in here I have, so these are all blushes. I have a pink, a yellow, and a shimmery orange one. I have in this palette, these are all highlighters. So I've got a pinkish one and a couple bronzy ones. And then in here, I have some highlighters and some blushes. So I think for blushes, I think this is a what's the word for it? A shimmery blush in the shade, I'm losing everything right now. Putting on these lashes just put me to a loop. So this is in the shade Plan 9. Yes. So I thought we could use Plan 9 and Eviscerate. So Plan 9 for a blush and Eviscerate for a highlighter, I think. Because I don't think oranges are going to work with that. I think the pink one might work. So now let's grab a brush from here. So we're going to use for blush. Let's use this fluky one here and see how this goes. These brushes also feel very nice. They're nice and soft. So we're going to again go into Plan 9. And then we're going to use that as our blush. So I think this was from a Teresa is Dead collection. The second one, I think. The first collection, I was gifted the palette. The second one, I bought the palette and blushes and highlighters in one go. I think I want to say I bought the whole collection, or almost the whole collection. I think I even bought the liners. Anyway, so it's nice to be able to use these all again. Isn't this a very pretty blush? I really like that. And this brush is doing the trick. I think that looks really good. Okay, so then we are using Eviscerate for the highlighter. I'm going to use, let's play with this fun little fan brush here. So I'm going to use that. So we're going to dip into there. See how nice and shiny that is. Actually, believe it or not, hard to find a good fan brush. They're either too floppy or they're too big. This one's actually not bad. It's light, but you cover some space. It disperses it nicely. So this is nice. That's why I usually ended up not using them too much, but I am liking that. Okay, well, there we go. We are shiny. Next up, so now for lips, we have the lip tint. So let's try it on its own first, and then we will go from there and see if it's got enough coverage for color, or if we want to try it over a lipstick. But again, it's in this nice evidence vial here. Yeah, I'm liking the smoky look. At first I wasn't sure, but I think the lashes and then making the wing go up a little thinner, not so thick as it was, I think is way better. And then I think, oh, I forgot to mention the name of what this lip tint is, I believe. Born in Blood. There we go. I think that would have been easy for me to remember because it's red. It's bloody. And that's how he said how he was born, or how his Dark Passenger was born, in blood. There we go. Hey, that's kind of nice. Hey. Let's see how this dries down. So I did need a couple coats to get something that looks like a color, but I think that looks good. There we go. So that is playing with the Dexter collection. So let's give ourselves a quick little recap, and then I guess we'll go backwards. So there is the Evidence Vial lip stain in Born in Blood. The other shade was a purple shade. We'll see how this one goes as we're talking, as it's drying, because I thought lip stains were kind of like they get a nice color, and then as they wear away, they just leave a nice stain on the lips. I didn't think if there was any instructions to wipe this off or do anything. This isn't one of those peel ones or anything. It just seems like a straight lip stain. That is super nice. Our blush and highlighter, of course, is from our collection. And then the brushes. These are super nice. They felt really good in my hand. They were very easy to use. They're a nice length. I really do like the little divot where your thumb could stick in while you're doing makeup. I especially like this fan brush. Like, look how nicely it put the highlighter on. Like I said, I've been on a quest for one. I have a few. A couple that I have are they're like really big and really thick, and that didn't quite work the way I wanted. And then I had another thin one before too, but it wasn't I want to say it was really floppy. This one just seems to have the right thickness. So I think I'm enjoying this one. The packaging, of course, for it is really, really great. Let's pop these all back. I will probably have to give these at least a wipe down, so that way we don't make our case totally dirty here. But let's just pop these all in, and then there we go. There's that nice set. We could use the big one to see how it is as a powder brush. I generally like super big ones for powder, but if we wanted to, we could see if this is good for like a buffing. You could do, oh yeah, you could do a little powder with that one too if you wanted to set or blend in and buff in your highlighter and blushes. So yeah, that one's good too. Alrighty, so that's our beautiful brush. See, I do this all the time. I call blushes brushes and brushes blushes. So then let's close this back up. Like so. I like that it's not Velcro, that it's got buttons. It feels very secure. It feels like a really good fabric. So this will be good for if you wanted to travel with them. So those are really good. And then of course we have our palette. Also in the collection was the highlighter. It was based off of a luminol bottle, which was really cool. And like I said, there was 2 lip oils and another lip stain as well. And then there was also nail polishes in the collection. Those I'm still kind of tempted, but I've been having trouble growing nails recently, so that's why it's kind of like, and they weren't up when I was buying, they just had the wand. So it might be something for future, you never know. But anyways, here is our beautiful, like that, to kind of mimic his slide drawer where he's kept them. And then, oops, guess the name's on the bottom. And this beautiful color story. Like I said, I got a fun smoky look with this. But we will definitely play with this some more. But I think I like the look that we got here because I just felt like it needed lashes to add a little bit more glamour to it. But there we go. And I love this collection. Even if I would have hated the makeup in it, I think I would have got it anyways, like if it was a brand I didn't like, because I love Dexter. But I love Lethal Cosmetics. I love Dexter, so it's a perfect match. And I'm a big fan of I Feel Beautiful Canada. Like, I cannot believe how fast this came. They're very responsive if you send them messages on Instagram. Do follow their page, especially if you're in Canada, anywhere across Canada. Their shipping is really good. In BC, it cost me $13 UPS, and it came right overnight. It was really fast. When I was gifted my one palette, it also, same thing too, came overnight. And I think even if it goes to Toronto, it might be an extra day tops, but from what I remember from Wilmot, they come pretty fast. I also love this outer carton. So there we go. That's our play with the Dexter collection for the things that I got anyways, and some more Lethal Cosmetics. And that's it for me. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends and play with things all Dexter. Let me know if you watch the season, if you're a big fan. Who's your favorite character? Mine, of course, is Dexter, and also the Ice Truck Killer was also a favorite. And spoiler alert, they're brothers. So there we go. Oh, and I also love Masuka because he's just so freaking funny. Anyways, that's it. As always, behave and make good choices, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.